Greetings and welcome back to my channel, guys. How are you doing today? So in this video we are going to talk about two individuals who have a lot of importance in the history of Taladas. One's action indirectly leads to the creation of the Imperial League, while the other leads to the creation of Thanol, their bitter rivals. Now, before the cataclysm tore apart the continent of Taladas, in a province named Styrllia that was part of the Arium Empire, a man named Kristophus lived. At the time, not a lot is known about him. What we do know is when the cataclysm started to happen, ripping the empire apart, Kristophus realized that the people of the region could no longer stay in the area, and they all had to flee to a safer place. Along with his comrade, Guidan, Kristophus organized the people on a trek southward to safety, and on his trek he encountered numerous troubles. Guidan and Kristophus decided to split ways. Some of his followers stayed behind and tried to form their own settlements. However, most failed in the attempt. On his trek, there were many revolts led by different people. However, Kristophus did manage to maintain his hold as a leader of the people, through the assistance of his guards and family, dealing swiftly with any who would betray him. And after each of these revolts were put down, he divided the possessions of these rebels among his loyal followers. Eventually, they reached a portion of land along the coastline and settled there, building a town which he named Kristophus in his honor, and he called the realm New Styrllia in the honor of the realm that they once left. The refugees under Kristophus were divided between loyal families, which were the families who obeyed Kristophus and stood beside him throughout the journey, and on the other side there were the rebels, those who had caused trouble during the trek. Kristophus rewarded his loyalists and continued to punish the rebels, eventually forcing them to become slaves and servants to the loyal families. Unfortunately, a few short years later, Minotaurs from Ancillon arrived on the shores of Taladas and immediately conquered the settlement of Kristophus. They put Kristophus and all of his loyal families to the sword, but spared the rebels and formed their new empire known as the Imperial League. And that was an unfortunate end to a brutal man. Some might say that he got his deserved end. Others who would say differently were all put to the sword, so it doesn't really matter. Now when Guidan decided to leave Kristophus's side, he led his people southeast, eventually arriving upon a land that he would call Thanol. Upon arriving, Guidan has lost all of his power, and was a leader by name alone, as his power was divided among various princes, dukes, and barons. Surprisingly, his descendants have survived. However, they still do not have any power at all. All are acting figureheads for those who have true power. In the past it was the lords, and later the bishop of the Church of Heath. This is a dark and disturbing land, full with undead and necromancy, which we will touch upon in a different video. So I hope you enjoyed this short introduction into the creation of the Imperial League, which we will touch on in following videos. Thank you for staying with me until the end, and have a lovely day.